Meanwhile, let's switch back now from adventure touring to luxury touring as we head down to Charleston, South Carolina to see what Honda has done this spring to revise their flagship touring piece, the GL 1800 Goldwing. Under the hood, the wing is pretty much unchanged in the engine department, utilizing the same tried and true, super smooth 1,832cc horizontally opposed 6-cylinder engine, matched with a 5-speed overdrive and electric reverse transmission. The dual combined braking system with ABS is still handling the stops, while the GPS navigation system, integrated stereo, heated seats, and hand grips are all still working hard in unison to get you there both safely and in comfort. So just what has Honda done to the wing this year? Well, the key word is refinement.
So Nick, I believe it was 1975 when Honda launched the Goldwing, and it certainly defined the state-of-the-art when it came to touring. And look at this, 2012, and Honda has done it again. It's just a beautiful piece.
Well, it's the better part of 4 decades of Goldwing, so you can just see the refinement that Honda can bring to a bike over that period, the same luxury touring concept.
Well, I love the way it sticks to the roots. I mean, it never really changes too much, but you can always tell it's a Goldwing. This time around, it's the silver panel that's caught my attention first. I think the blue is gorgeous, but tell us, what have they done to the fairing?
Well, there's a whole new restyling. Now, it's not radical, but it does make a bit of a difference. You notice the silver panel is different,
yeah.
and there's a bit of a flare to it now. It's quite a bit wider than it was before, which really helps to relieve a lot of the turbulence around the rider's feet at highway speeds.
Right.
And then, of course, the saddlebags have a nice streamlined look to them, and they do have some extra space. It's about 10% increase in space in the saddlebags, which is kind of nice. And of course, the aerodynamic treatment back here has worked out quite well as well, because typically as you're at highway speeds, you get a lot of wind that sort of comes over and tumbles around in this low pressure area.
High speed for sure.
That's right. And so what we have is there's a half a dozen vents that are cut in. You can see underneath the tail lights here, the air will come flowing out and relieve that pressure and relieve some of that turbulence that might cause the bike to not wobble necessarily, but you just know that. You feel that
this buffeting feeling.
That's right. That's right.
Well, it looks great, and I'm sure it sounds great, and can't wait to get out and ride it. But really, thank you very much for sharing this with us. It's great to be the first journalist in North America to actually get to see one of these babies in person.
Get your hands on one, Dave.
Yeah, can't wait to ride it tomorrow.
Perfect.
The next day, I got to sample the wing up close and personal, and I can tell you the experience was like sharing a great cup of joe with an old riding buddy. With the GL, you always know what you're going to get. A smooth, comfortable, reliable ride. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here's what Toronto Star journalist Steve Bond had to say about the new wing upon his return from the press launch. And note the coffee.
So Stephen, what was your first impression when you saw the wing down in Charleston?
The styling changes look nice. I like the contrasting body panels. But you throw a leg over it, it's the same Goldwing we've come to love and admire over the years.
Right. Now they did do some minor tweaks in the suspension department. I noticed it, and they said it was very minor, but you could tell a difference.
It was minor, but it did make a difference. The damping and spring rates were changed a bit. It's still composed through the twisties, but when you hit expansion joints and things, you don't get that harsh jolt through the suspension like you used to.
Yeah, it felt just a little taunter.
Yeah, it's more controlled.
Yeah. Okay, glad we agree on that. What about the changes to the fairing and the ability for it to flow air? What did you think there?
That's probably what you're going to notice the most when you throw a leg over the new wing, is the aerodynamics have changed. The side panels are changed to direct the airflow more around the rider and passenger. The windscreen is a bit bigger for a nice still air pocket in front of the rider. They've even put vents in the back around the saddlebag so you don't get all that buffeting behind, so the passenger doesn't suffer quite as much from the wind noise.
So Steve, I think in summary with the wing, it's about knowing what you're going to get, right?
Yep, if you liked the wing 10 years ago, you'll like this one even better. The same customers that buy the wing now will be looking at the new one for the slight revisions and improvements. And it may even sway some of the sport touring crowd. If they want a little less sport and a little more comfort in their motorcycle ride, they should take a good hard look at it.
Okay, good stuff.